The UK is teeming with historic tales told through the architecture, geography, and iconic locations of some of our cities. Here are 5 of the best cities to visit in the UK if history is your hobby. 1. Bath. Built on 7 hills, the resplendent city of Bath in North Somerset has been a centre for recreation for more than 2,000 years, becoming famed for its honey-toned Georgian architecture and picturesque Regency-era streets. Home to one of the UK's few natural thermal springs, the area has been the stuff of legend since King Vlad allegedly cured his leprosy by bathing in the warm mud some 3,000 years ago. But it was the Romans who really established the city, naming it Aquisules and creating a grand complex so they could bathe in its balmy waters. The baths have more or less remained at its heart, and today you can still immerse yourself in these relics of the Roman Empire. But there's more to Bath than the Romans. During Saxon rule, in a crowning ceremony that shaped the one carried out today, Edgar, the first king to rule over a united England, was coronated in the city's monastery. In the 18th century, Bath was the place to see and be seen after Queen Anne visited in the early 1700s, leading to grand developments such as Queen Square and Prior Park. The city was also home to Jane Austen for 5 years and featured extensively in Northanger Abbey and Persuasion. So rich is its history, the entire area has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the only one of its kind in the country. Visit. Bath is culturally rich, but history lovers will appreciate Pulteney Bridge, the landscaped lawns of Prior Park, and the Regency-era splendor of the Royal Crescent. To see it from a whole new perspective, don sensible shoes and set out on the Skyline Walk, a 10 kilometers footpath through hidden valleys and tranquil woodland. 2. Edinburgh. Built on craggy hillsides, the city is intertwined with its landscape, and in the 18th century was dubbed the Athens of the North, owing to it being a center of culture and architectural majesty. Three. Chester. Chester's ancient city walls are the oldest, longest, and most complete in the country. Some parts date back more than 2,000 years. By the 1700s, the ramparts were less a fortress and more an elegant walkway, along which locals would promenade, a custom that many still enjoy today. Visit. A bustling market town since the Middle Ages, Chester is home to the magnificent medieval shopping rows of Watergate and Bridge Street. Alongside its ancient barricades, the city is also home to the nation's oldest racecourse, largest Roman amphitheater, and a 1,000-year-old cathedral. 4. Lancaster. Recorded in the Domesday Book as Lancaster, the county town of Lancashire has a long and varied history. The 11th century Norman castle was built as a defense against the Scots, but it is perhaps most famous for its dark past as a place of persecution and punishment. As home to the oldest working courtroom in Britain, where more death sentences were passed than anywhere in the country, it earned Lancaster the grim nickname of Hanging Town. It was here that the infamous Pendle witches were put on trial in 1612. Enter at your own peril. Visit. Take a turn around Williamson Park, where you'll find the Grand Ashton Memorial, built in the early 1900s. For unparalleled views of the Loon, head to the 18th century aqueduct. And when your feet get tired from walking, see the city from 2 wheels via the Way of the Roses cycle route, which passes right through. 5. Canterbury. As Chaucer documented in his famed tales, pilgrims have been making their way to Canterbury in Kent for more than 8 centuries, following the infamous assassination of Archbishop Thomas Becket in 1170. But the city's religious significance far predates his death. In 597 AD, St. Augustine was sent by the Pope to demonstrate the Christian way to the pagans of England. Arriving on the Isle of Thanet, he was received by King Ethelbert I of Kent and permitted to settle in Canterbury, where he and his monks successfully converted many to Christianity, including the king himself. The next year, Augustine was consecrated Bishop of the English, and, since that time, the cathedral has been the primary ecclesiastical center of the country. Today, parts of the city, including the cathedral, have been granted UNESCO World Heritage status. Visit. On the site of the cathedral, you'll find the ruins of St. Augustine's Abbey, where he and his monks live. Head to a 14th century priest's hospital, now Canterbury Heritage Museum, before some shopping and a coffee in the city's medieval alleyways.